have some other interesting and new events coming. Run Dollywood. I know Pete says the only thing he's going to run is if someone's chasing him, but I'm really looking forward to the Dollywood Run series. We're entering into our inaugural race weekend coming up here in April, and I'm really excited that it's sold out. And it's sold out so fast that we're going to add a fall race, which has already been approved by the city, and it'll be able to extend that fun family event long term.
All right. Who else? We've got time for a few down here.
So, how do you combat water versus the air and rust on the train and all these the elements that you're combining into this to make it physical?
Yeah, you'll notice the choices of the style of track that we're putting in will give you a good signal on where water is and where water isn't in the ride. Because when we did our original construction tour several months ago, you all took pictures of black and galvanized steel track. Galvanized steel underwater, black not in water. It gives us a chance to care for the infrastructure of the ride. But if you're putting 500,000 gallons in your ride and you need to do some maintenance on the ride when there's no water, then you have to make sure that you develop a way to get 500,000 gallons of water out of the attraction so that you can care for it. So we have had a lot of interesting challenges along the way, Kyle, in terms of how we approach planning this and executing this one-time, first-in-the-world attraction, so many different style of experiences under one roof. And I can't wait to run it. It's going to be a lot.
I know you said spring 2026. Can you narrow that down any more?
Yeah, I think that gives me legally until June the 15th. I'm looking forward to running the construction of this through Josh and Jason and Barry's help, and to do this as safely as possible and get it open as soon as physically possible. And just like what we promised when we did our season pass campaign, we're really looking forward to having a dress rehearsal on night flight with the passengers that renewed early for us. And when we did pick around, I said spring of 2023. So if we can get it open sooner, we'll be pushing hard to do that. But we have to do it safely and deliver it right.
Who else? This is the first line of the queue, so this is the largest queue space. As we make our way up to the loading station, the team, Joe and Josh, and the group in the back there will lead you through the other queue lines. You'll see more of these elevations as we go through those, give you an idea of what the queue experience will look like. And then when we get up to the load station, we'll talk about the ADA load and some different things about the process up there. But yeah, so you'll see that along the way. So we'll be the queue space in the loading station.
Are there going to be shows that are in this room or in the queue or in the back?
Yeah, the entire queue is a show. And I think everyone will be thankful to be able to learn about the background story of night flight and be able to experience that all the way through. That's part of us making the queue experience a better experience for our guests. We're planning for a 55-minute wait, and just like Big Bear Mountain Bus, that's exactly what we did. So when we first put in Big Bear Mountain, the queue stretched out a little bit outside the building through our overflow, but we quickly followed that up as we became efficient with our operations for Big Bear Mountain. I would anticipate the same thing for night flight.
But yeah, there will be switchbacks in here, but there is show in all the way.
During any part of the queue, are you able to see the attraction, the boat portion, the coach portion, or you wait for this whole load?
Yeah, you gotta wait till those to really finally get it. I mean, that's kind of the fun, the hidden story behind it all.
Any other questions here? Hearing none, I want to ask Joe and Michelle and Josh, okay, they're right here in the corner. So if you all follow them, we're going to take a shortcut and we'll get you on the loading side.
guys first one? You wanna go that way? Are you guys in here?
Sure.
Yes, all right, I'm gonna go up.
Follow her, okay.
So I heard you guys tying me fill in. We got everybody in this first row. Just the first row only.
It's almost like you're ready to cry.
Like over your head, I think. That's fine. This is in your room. I know, right? Now we're at the back.
Can you see around me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'll get in your way, tell me.
Can you tell it's really hot?
No, it's in their plant. In their backyard. No. It's really
Oh, you good, bud?
get a chance to experience it and then think about what you can create with it. Are we starting still? And that's kind of key.
All right, and Ken's kind of scoot in. We still have a few people. We'll be friends for just a minute here, and then we'll head on through the rest. So obviously, this queue line is not supposed to be double like this, but we're doing the best we can here. So I want to start with Pete. He kind of touched on this a minute ago, but Pete, you're a roller coaster guy. We all know that. You love the roller coasters. Can you tell us a little bit about, from your standpoint as an enthusiast, what you look forward to about this attraction and the thrill that it's going to provide?
Well, I mean, I think that we talked a lot about the various elements of the ride. You'll fly, you'll float, it's a coaster. The thing I like the most is really the surprise. There are so many elements of this that are going to catch riders on their first ride by surprise. And second thing is, it's in the dark. I also love dark rides. And so many of the effects we're going to be able to do are going to feel so much larger than perhaps they are physically because of the environment that it's in. This is definitely a coaster. I'll go wade into the forums online and listen to people tell me that it's not a coaster. As I said downstairs, you're engaged in a track the entire ride. It is definitely a coaster experience. And the elements that you're going to have are definitely coaster experiences that are elevated by other elements. The Whitewater Rapids experience, your splashdown experience, when you discover Secret Lake and the finale of the ride, all of those are still engaged in coaster track. It's just a different experience. But there are a couple of tricks in this ride that I think people are really going to say, wow, that was really cool, or I'm not really sure what that was, but I can't wait to get back on it and see if I can figure out what that is. And that's really the fun of the design and development of the ride. But excited that it's coaster number 11. When I started 26 years ago, we had 2. So a much different experience for Dollywood, and that helps elevate us to that destination experience that Eugene and Wes have been talking about.
I'll let you answer this one as well. So this room over here is actually have a separate loading area for ADA guests, separate elevator over there for that. Can you talk a little bit about what makes this ride unique with that loading process?
Well, absolutely, and Eugene can weigh in on this as well. So Eugene talked a lot about the fact that this is 1,200 people an hour, right? That is a lot of folks to be pushing through a ride experience, especially because of the delays that you have on a ride for ADA load. What this ride does that's different is that in this section that's right over behind Wes and where Josh is, there's a switch track that allows the boat to slide over, and then that ADA guest that needs to load in can take the time they need to load in, but the ride will continue to cycle with the rest of the boat